Good morning, students. I am here before you with part 4 of chapter 9, that is force and laws of motion. What we are going to learn in this part of the chapter? Let me tell you that we are going to learn third law of motion in this part of the chapter. So let me start. Do you remember those first two laws of the motion that we have studied in part second, part third? Okay, let me tell you. The first two laws of the motion, they tell us about how an applied force changes the motion and provide us with a method of determining the force. Okay, the third law of motion states that when one object exerts a force on another object, the second object instantaneously exerts a force back on the first one, and these two forces are always equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. That is the statement of third law of motion. Okay. These two forces acts on different objects and never on the same object. Very important point over here. In the game of the football, sometimes we see that while looking at the football and trying to kick the football with a greater force, the players they collide and player of one team collides with the opposite team. Both the players feel hurt because each one applies a force to the other one. That is the example of third law of motion. In other words, we can say there is a pair of forces and not just one force. And the two opposing forces are also known as action and reaction. Okay. Let us consider two spring balances connected together as shown over here in the figure, and they are fixed at the end over here. At this end they are fixed. Okay, there are two spring balances, spring balance A and then B, and they are attached with the rigid support. Just like this one, the ball is the rigid support. Okay, when a force is applied through the free end of the spring balance A over here, it is observed that both the spring balances show the same reading on the scale. Let's see over here. In spring B also 100 Newton and spring A also this is 100 Newton. Why does it occur? It is they both are showing the same force because the force exerted by the spring balance A on balance B is equal but opposite in direction to the force exerted by the B on A. It means the same force is applied by A on B and by B on A. Only and only the direction is opposite. Any of these two forces can be called as an action and other one as reaction. You can call this force action and then this one is reaction, or you can call this force action and this one reaction. Let me state third law of motion in very easy way to you. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is the statement of third law, and you can write this statement if it is asked in examination. This is the easy statement. To every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Remember one thing, when you are talking about action and reaction, action and reactions always act on two different objects simultaneously. Okay, here in the picture it is shown that, see, if this is action, then this one is reaction, and they are acting on different objects. Suppose you are standing at rest and intend to start walking on a road. You must accelerate, and this requires a force in accordance with the second law of motion. Which is this force? Is it the muscular effort you exert on the road, or it is any other force? Okay, it is in the direction we intend to move. What do you notice? See, this is the example of third law of motion. Here we are applying a force according to the second law of motion. Okay, but here third law is also applied. If we apply the force in this direction, see, pushes, this is the push from the grass on the sole of the shoe. Okay, and here this is the push from the sole of the shoe on the grass. So these both the forces are in opposite directions. Okay, you push the road below backward and the road exerts an equal and opposite force on your feet, and that make you move forward. So here this is the example of third law of motion, and it proves the action and reaction are there but in opposite direction. It is important to note that even though the action and reaction forces are always equal in magnitude, these forces may not produce accelerations of equal magnitude. This is because each force acts on a different objects and that may have a different mass. Very important point. Okay, that I will explain with the example. When a gun is fired, it exerts a forward force on the bullet. Fine. The bullet exerts an equal and opposite force on the gun. See यहाँ पर, if a bullet is fired, so the bullet is feeling a force in this direction. But at the same time, bullet is also applying a force on the gun in this direction. Okay. These forces are equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in direction. But on the same time, they are not applying or they are not producing the same acceleration. Okay, why? Because the gun has a much greater mass than the bullet. The acceleration of gun is much less than the acceleration of the bullet. The third law of motion can also be illustrated when a sailor jumps out of the rowing boat. Here you can see as the sailor jumps forward, the force on the boat moves it backward. The best example of third law of motion. This is the activity 9.4 that is given in your textbook. I have taken this activity from your textbook. What is the activity? Let me read it out for you. Two children, they are standing on two separate carts as shown in the figure. One child is standing over here, cart A, and another child is standing over here on cart B. Okay, and they are having the bags that is full of sand or some any other heavy object. Now if you ask them to play a game of catching with the bags, what happens at that time? This is the matter of observation only. What do you observe? Does each of them experiences an instantaneous force as a result of throwing the sandbag? You can paint a white line on the cart wheel to observe the motion of the two carts when the children throw the bag towards each other. See, if this, okay, if I'm giving name this child A and name of this child is B. Okay, now this child is giving back to B. What will happen? What do you observe? The child is giving back in this direction, but this cart will move in this direction. And now if the child B is giving back to A, the card will go in this direction. Okay, here also third law of motion is applied. This is the exercise of your chapter. I will discuss the question and answers with you, and you do one thing, you write down the question answer in your textbook. So let me read first question for you. What is the first question? The first question is, an object experiences a net zero external unbalanced force. Is it possible for the object to be traveling with a non-zero velocity? Yes, it is possible. Okay. So if yes, state the condition that must be placed on the magnitude and direction of the velocity. If no, provide a reason. Okay. The answer is yes. It is possible. Why? The condition is if the magnitude and direction they are not changed, then it is possible. Okay. So now let me move forward to the second question. When a carpet is beaten with a stick, dust comes out of it. Why? Explain. Okay. When carpet is beaten with the stick, dust comes out of it because the inertia of the dust particle resists the change in the position of dust particles. So the forward motion of the carpet applies a force in backward side and the dust particles come out. Okay, so this was the answer of second question. Now the third question. Why is it advised to tie any luggage kept on the roof of a bus with the rope? Okay, the same question. The forward acceleration of the bus in this direction will apply a force on the luggage, and luggage can fall down from the bus. That is why it is advised to tie any luggage kept on the roof of a bus with a rope. Okay. The fourth question is, a batsman hits a cricket ball which then rolls on a level ground. After covering a short distance, the ball comes to the rest. The ball slows to a stop because there are four options. The batsman did not hit the ball hard enough. Velocity is proportional to the force. There is a force on the ball opposing the motion. There is no unbalanced force on the ball, so the ball would want to come to the rest. Now, which is the correct answer? The correct answer is C. Okay. Now the fifth one. A truck starts from rest and rolls down a hill with a constant acceleration. It travels a distance of 40 meters in 20 seconds. Find its acceleration. Find the force acting on its mass is 7 tons. Okay. Now what you have to find out? You have to find out the force. Find the force and acceleration. Okay. आपको A find करना है and आपको F find करना है. These two things. Now tell me what are given. You are given distance 400 meter, time 20 second. These two things are given over here. Okay, so I will tell you the formula. I will give you the hint and you solve it. Starts from rest, मतलब u is equal to 0. So u is given, s is given, यहाँ पर u is given, s is given, t is given. So use second equation of motion. Do you remember which is the second equation of motion? S is equal to ut plus half at square. That is second equation of motion. तो सेकेंड इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन आप फाइंड आउट करेंगे, वहां से आपको ए मिल जाएगा. एंड नाउ यूज द फॉर्मूला एफ इज इक्वल टू एम ए. फ्रॉम हियर you will get the force. M is given over here 7 tons. So you are before using this 7 tons, convert into kg. 7 into 1000 means 7000 kg. Okay. So these are the five questions. Question number 6. A stone of 1 kg is thrown with velocity of 20 meter per second across the frozen surface of a lake and comes to the rest after traveling a distance of 50 meters. What is the force of friction between the stone and the ice? Okay, mass is 1 kg, velocity 220 meter per second, and this is initial velocity u, comes to the rest matlab v is equal to 0, distance s is equal to 50, and you have to find out force. The same thing. Okay, first you have to find out A, but here as V given, this is U, this is V is equal to 0, this is M, mass, okay, and this is S is equal to 50. Here you have to use third equation of motion. Which one? Third equation of motion. Do you remember third equation of motion? V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. Okay, from that you will get A, and then use the formula F is equal to M A. Okay. Question number 7. A 8000 kg engine pulls a train of 5 wagons. Okay. 5 wagons. Each of 2000 kg. Fine. Now, if the engine exerts a force of 40,000 N and the track offers a friction of 5,000, then calculate the net accelerating force. Fine. Engine कितना force exert करता है? 40,000. Fine. And frictional force 5,000. तो net force कितना होगा? 40,000 minus 5,000 is equal to 35,000 Newton. Fine. Okay. Number 2. The acceleration of train. The acceleration of train means A you are supposed to find. तो F is equal to ma. Mass दिया है 8,000 और A you have to find out. Okay. Mass होगा 8,000 engine plus 5 wagons also. Okay. 2,000 into 5 plus 8,000. This is total mass. Okay. 5 wagons का और engine का, that is total mass. Mass आपके पास है, F आपके पास है और A निकालना है. So second you use F is equal to ma. Fine. Chalo. Eighth question, an automobile vehicle has a mass 1500 kg. What must be the force between the vehicle and road if the vehicle is to be stopped with a negative acceleration 1.7 मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर? ओके, यहाँ मास आपके पास है, यहाँ एक्सेलरेशन आपके पास है, एंड यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट एफ. वेरी सिंपल, just use the formula F is equal to ma and you will get the answer. What is the momentum of an object of mass m with velocity v? If you remember, we learned momentum p is equal to mv. Okay, question number 10. Using a horizontal force of 200 N, we intend to move a wooden cabinet across a floor at a constant velocity. What is the friction force that will be exerted on the cabinet? Okay, we are just pushing a wooden cabinet on the floor and we are applying a force 200 Newton. So what should be the frictional force? Obviously, frictional force should be less than 200 Newton. Then only we are able to move the cabinet, otherwise not. Okay. This is question 11 and question 11 is half over here. So you do up to question 10 only. Okay. So thank you students, for this session only this much was there. Try to solve all the questions as already I have given hints for each and every question. See, all the numericals are very easy. You have to use only the formulas that you have already derived in this chapter. Usually out of first, second or third equation of motion, any one equation you are supposed to use, and then F is equal to ma. Okay. So thank you students. We'll meet soon in part 5 of this chapter. Thank you once again.